Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we will talk about first semester assignments for the subject organizational behavior. This is for April 2022 cycle. So what does it mean? It means that though all those students who have enrolled in the month of maybe July, August, or September last year, that is 2022, and might have not given the exam, or maybe they have not cleared that particular subject, like organizational behavior in this case. For those students, this assignment will be available on your NMIMS portal, right? So don't get confused with the regular cycle, because many students who have recently enrolled in first semester, like in Jan month or maybe in the Fab month, they may ask that we have recently just enrolled for the program, and why we get those assignments very quickly, very recently. So guys, these assignments are not for you. This is for the previous batch, right? And only for those who have not cleared that particular exam, right? So this thing, I hope this is pretty much clear. Now if I talk about the organizational behavior subject, this is pretty much a situational based subject, wherein if you are working in a corporate, then it would be very easy to just relate the various questions, and it's very relatable situational based answers. So in this video we will see that you need to refer with page numbers, what content to be written. We need to understand what the question is all about, right? So before that, firstly see that this is the assignment for April 2023 organizational behavior. We have three questions as same in all other subjects, and the pattern is same for second, third A and third B. First, second question are of 10 marks. Third question is of 5 marks, 5 marks. The word count is 1,000 words per subject per question. So first question maximum you can write 1,000 words, or maybe plus minus 10% is acceptable. Same for second question, and for third question, so 500 words for each part, like 500 for third year, 500 for third B, plus minus 10%, 550 to 560, 70 words is totally acceptable, right? So let's quickly jump to our questions and just discuss about the various content. So don't worry because in this the questions are a little bit lengthy. So many students feel fear that the question is very lengthy, so it's very difficult. No, it's not like that. It's very easy to understand, and I will help you out in just understanding that what is being asked in the question and what you need to write. So the first question is: Sana and Rima joined a quick serve restaurant chain at the head office in the marketing department. Both of them were very happy with the compensation and the designation offered to them. Since Sana and Rima joined in the same month, so they bonded well together. During one of the conversations, Sana got to know that Rima was getting 25% more than her. This revelation has caused a conflict between them, and it has really saddened Sana, which was observable by her hostile behavior towards Rima. Sana never missed a chance to make Rima feel miserable. Sana started comparing the fact that both of them had the same qualification and same work experience, still, she was getting paid less than her peer. The situation has worsened so that they both stopped communicating with each other. You are the HR manager who has observed all this, and you have to come up with the techniques with the help of which conflict can be resolved. Discuss any four techniques of conflict resolution and conflict management. Also, conclude your answer by discussing how organizations minimize such conflicts. So it's a very common behavior, right? If you are working in a company, and your friend is also working in the same company, you both are from the same college, and you joined maybe through campus placement. I'm just giving a very hypothetical example, or maybe if it can be relatable, then it would be great. So you both are having the same streams, you both got up campus placement, and you both were hired for the same company, and you are working together, right? So obviously, both were expecting, like if I talk about the IT companies, so initially they just pay compensation of around 3.5 or around 4 lakh package. So you are in the impression, okay, I am also getting 4 lakh, my colleague is also getting 4 lakh, but maybe with time you come to know that his package is a little bit higher. Maybe he's getting 4.2 or 4.3 and you are getting just 4 lakh. Hardly it makes any difference that it's 20 or 30,000, but the things will come to your mind that why he's getting a little bit higher, what extra he has done, what are the reasons why he's getting. He's doing something special, or he's having more percentage. In all the aspects, both are the same, but why he's getting more, right? And this definitely hurts your mind, and you will always feel that why he's getting more and why I'm getting low. It's a very natural behavior that the people think of, right? So the similar stories happened in this question with Sana and Rima. So let's discuss that what obviously in this we need to discuss about the conflicts, and we need to discuss about the various techniques, and we need to discuss about the various techniques to minimize the conflict, right? So what page numbers to refer, what content to be written, explain briefly about the conflicts, discuss about the types of conflict, and explain the conflict resolution techniques. So firstly you just need to go to page number 219. So in 219 it's a very basic introduction where you are understanding that okay, what is conflict. Maybe you can just specify one or two definitions. If you write these definitions, it's totally fine, because these won't fall under plagiarism, so yes, you can write. After that, going to the page number 225, jumping to 225. So we are having the four types of conflicts, right? Here being it's mentioned like we are having the two types, interpersonal, or you can say the intergroup, right? So interpersonal is when it's simply between the two different individuals, and if we talk about the interpersonal, so interpersonal is about the two different sorry, intergroup is between the two different groups, right? So if you can easily see that okay, in this case it's about the interpersonal group, right? Although we are having the four types of conflicts, if you just google out, or maybe you can just find it's interpersonal, and intergroup and the intergroup, right? So although it's mentioned only two types, so you can just mention only two types, that's totally fine. uh, you need to specify that in this case this is interpersonal group, uh, because here the conflict is arising between the two different person, and it's clearly mentioned. For example, an employee who believes he's paid less than the colleague and tries to load her work on the colleague, right? So this is the interpersonal. So you can easily say that Rima and Sana, in the case of this, it's about the interpersonal group. So that thing you need to specify. Post that, going to page number 229, you can just write these type of resolution steps. That's totally fine, because everything is being covered and being asked in the question that how you can just resolve different type of conflict, so you can refer these kind of things, right? And lastly, we just need to talk about the conflict resolution and management, where we are having the different techniques like problem solving, superordinate goals, increasing resources, avoidance, compromise, authoritative command, and altering the human variable. So these are the different parameters, or you can say the different techniques. You can choose any four and just quickly brief about this. Maybe 5 or 6 lines are totally fine, right? So this is all about the first question. I think it's pretty much clear and quite easy and relatable. Moving to the second question, Karan and Sanjay work as a project lead for the two different teams. It has been noticed that Karan is very helpful and empathetic towards his team and supports them in every possible manner. The team is in turn is very close knit and can really work hard to accomplish their objectives. They also give the Karan the full support whenever required by going out of their way. Whereas Sanjay wants to just get the work done, being tightly faceted man, he reprimands his team members in front of outliers. He only instructs the team and never give the execution front. He's really pretty fit of him and always under fear. Motivation is very low, and every person is searching for the opportunities to move out of the Sanjay's team. Compare the leadership styles of Karan and Sanjay. Conclude the discussing in a workplace which type of leadership is better suited. So it's clearly visible. In one case, the person is getting the different opportunities while working in a team of Karan, and he's being rewarded at timely basis, and he always feel motivated, and always he get the support for his manager. And it's simply a barter system where if manager supporting you, definitely you will also support your manager. This is the situation of Karan. If we talk about the Sanjay, in case of Sanjay, it's completely opposite, where he's just simply sort of, you can say, dictatorship style, where he just dictates and wants to get the work done. He doesn't matter that it doesn't matter for Sanjay that how his team is performing, what are the personal issues. He's nothing bothered about their team. So we need to discuss about the leadership and understand what are the different types of styles of leadership and relate the style of leadership performed by Karan and Sanjay. So, firstly, we just need to brief about the leadership. We can discuss a little bit about leadership skills. It's not a mandate, but it's better if you write one or two liner for each of the skill, or maybe you can just skip bullet point all the leadership skills and explain the various type of leadership uh, styles. And lastly, we need to relate and specify the style of leadership discussed in the question. So, firstly, going to the page number 138. So if you go to the page number 138, it's clearly mentioned what is the definition of leadership. Maybe you can just cut short it, and these are the four different skills: assertive skill, communication skill, motivation skills, and adaptive skills, which is being expected in the leaders. You can just name it out, or maybe one or two lines. It's totally fine. Then we just go to the page number 152. I would suggest to just mention all type of leadership and explain one or two lines. If you have words, then you can write 3 to 4 lines, and after that we explain, okay, in this question, this is being this type of leadership is the best suited for Karan, and this is for what's the second name, I think it's Sanjay. So Karan and Sanjay, right? So like if you talk about the all types of leadership, the first one is the autocratic leaders, where they just simply need to make the decisions, and maybe they can just work promptly, and you can say the CEOs and the top managers who can just work, and there is lack of motivation. They just simply concerned about getting the work done, right? So this is the autocratic leadership. Second is bureaucratic. In bureaucratic, the people work together. They are there's no sort of, you can say, the leaders. It's simply that all work together, and it's simply like do not emphasize with the people, and lack of creativity and innovation at work, which often results in the resistance and disinterest from the employees. It's simply like the sort of, you can say, the dictatorship, right? So if we talk about the case of Sanjay, so it can be relatable with autocratic, it can be relatable with bureaucratic. In bureaucratic, the thing is that they are more committed towards the procedures and processes, and they are least bothered about the employees, where employees are mostly ignored, right? And there's a lack of innovation at work, there's lack of creativity. So we can say that, okay, just understanding these two, we can say that, okay, bureaucratic is more relatable in the case of Sanjay, right? Third is democratic. Democratic is everyone participates, everyone give their inputs. It's simply like a democratic country. In India, we are it's similar kind of thing where all can give their inputs. So out of these three, we can say that, okay, case of current democratic, it's a little bit relatable as of now, right? Now moving to our next is charismatic. So charismatic is simply when people have some kind of aura which will simply motivate, and you can say the people will it's simply it's having some special personality. So in this case, you can say there's no special personality, so this is not fitted for Karan. And the case of sorry, I'm just missing out the name, Karan and Sanjay. Then next is situational. It purely depends that how the situation fits, the people behave in that way. Situation is also not in this case. Then the next is transactional. So transactional is, you can say, it's also known as the managerial skill, where they adopt a style of rewards and punishments, right? When you do good, you are getting rewarded. If you do bad, you will get punished. So you can say that, okay, transformation is more relatable towards Karan, right? But in case of Karan, you can say that he's always being rewarded, he's never being punished anyone. So you can say that, okay, 70 to 80% is relatable, but yes, there is a scope that maybe some other leadership skill may fit in. Let's see. The next is transformation, where they simply attempt to transform their followers. They are more energetic, enthusiastic, passionate towards employees. They are more most valuable form of leadership because they have the opportunity to change, transform, and develop themselves as contributor. So you can say that this is the best which suits the current case of current, right? So we can say that he's transformational and he's the transactional. There's always a chance that it can be a mixed mode. You can say he's transactional form of leadership, or you can say he's also the transformational leadership. If you write any, it's totally fine. It's your thought process. Then last is laissez-faire, where when they are left alone to respond their responsibility, they are simply just do your own stuff and something like that. So this is not fitting anyone. So we can say the bureaucratic is the one which suits the best for the case of Sanjay. And for Karan, you can just mention about the transactional or transformational. Transactional because here is the concept of rewards and punishments, and the transformational is simply it's more energetic or more enthusiastic. And definitely in the question, one more thing being asked, that what is the best leadership which is being suited. So obviously in this case, the leadership which is being followed by Karan is more suited. Sanjay is not being suited, so you can just mention in this way. Then moving to our third question. Third is a short answer, so just right to the point. In the third A, Rajat and Suresh has got their yearly targets, and both of them are working hard to surpass each other. And as by the year, and the one which received the maximum is going to be awarded in the sales conference with a prize of rupees 50,000, which would be given by the CEO of the company. They both are doing their best to win the contest. For Rajat, the prime factor is money, has as he has recently got married and expenses have increased. While in case of Suresh, he is a very affluent family, and for him getting recognition in front of Pan India team is and by the CEO is the driving force. How here we can see that both Rajat and Suresh have different motives. Based on the above scenario, discuss the types of motives which regulates the behavior of individuals. So it's clearly visible both want to win. For one, money is the important factor. The second one is the recognition, right? So every person has a different motive. Some just simply run behind the money. Some definitely think that money is not the matter for them. They just want to get some recognition, some reputation, some respect, some kind of pride. So every person has a different motive, so we just need to discuss about the motivation and different types of motives. Moving to the page number 113. Firstly, we just need to talk what is motivation, what is a factor. You can give definition of one or two. Don't spare much time, and it's simply a very brief one, so just write 2 or 3 liners. And after that, different types of motives, where we just talk about the primary motive, general motive, and the secondary motive, right? Primary motive is simply, you can say, the biological motives and unlearned motives which are by default, right? So you can simply say just hunger, thirst, food, pain, sex, material concern. These are simply the primary one, right? uh it's very straightforward, which comes by default, right? The second one is the general motives. So general motives are you can say it's a mid between the primary and the secondary motives that are being partially learned and partially biological inherit, right? So this is the stimulus motivatives like curiosity, manipulation, affection. Even you can say these fall under the general, where the money is a important factor. So money is simply where you can just fall it into the you can say into the first one, because it's mentioned about the material concern. And general motive is like where you just get some respect and something like that. The last one is the secondary motives, where there are some learned motives, uh, where the society thinks about the power achievement, or you can say it's more learned type. In this case, like if we talk about recognition, so this is not falling sorry in the general, it will fall under the secondary motives. So this is all the 3 types of motive. You can just give a brief about that. Then the third B is with the help of the Maslow need of hierarchy theory, discuss why Rajat, Suresh, and even every individual has a different motive. So it's a very straightforward question where we just need to talk about the Maslow's need for theory, Maslow need hierarchy theory, where you can say we are having the 5 types of needs: psychological, safety, social, esteem, and the self-actualization. Psychological, it starts from the very basic: hunger, thirst, shelter, sex. Safety comes next to it, where it talks about the emotional concern, emotional harm. Then it comes about the social needs, where You just need to be a part of the society, effectiveness, affection, belongingness, acceptance, etc. Esteem needs, it comes to the next level where the people think of the self-respect, self-esteem, and last but not the least, where everything gets ended up when we talk about the self-fulfillment and the self-growth. So this is the pyramid which definitely you can just mention into this question and just give a brief liner into all this. So I think that would cover almost 500 words. So we have covered all the three questions, and things are pretty much relatable with your current profile if you're a working professional. And if you have any doubts or any issue, feel free to just connect to me at njsc.mba@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like to subscribe and stay connected for further videos. Thank you so much.